Okay, military and paramilitary channels are anxiously discussing now the possibility of a Ukrainian counter-offensive in Kharkiv region. It is not certain that this text reflects the real situation, but they are worth paying attention to see what the enemy is saying and how they see this situation. And we start with, we will see several that bloggers start from Podubny. He is writing, in the Kharkiv direction, the enemy has no shortage of personnel or ammunition. The Ukrainian command has redeployed its most combat-ready units and formation from other parts of the front here. Simply put, they have sent their best available forces. It's not true, actually. Yes, there were some it's my commentary to what he is writing. It's not true, actually, because yes, there are the Ukrainian forces in Kharkiv region were reinforced, but it is not the best available forces. Yes, there were several crack units sent there, but it's not that all the best forces of Ukraine are there. And it is the usual Russian tactics to say that they are either fighting there with the elite of Ukrainian army or with NATO forces or with whoever. It is just to justify the lack of success there. You say that, well, we are fighting the best of the best, and of course, because of that, there is a lack of success. Currently, the Ukrainian armed forces are increasingly trying to engage the Russian armed forces in head-on battles and seize the initiative. So far, they have not succeeded. So you see what they are doing here. They are saying, we are we are fighting against the best, and we are besting them because they cannot succeed. They are not successful in seizing the initiative there. So, okay, next one. It is Notes of Veteran. Записки ветерана also can be translated as the diary of a veteran. The situation on the Kharkiv front is consistently tense with heavy head-on battles. The enemy has concentrated many combat-ready units in the Vovchansk and Litsy sectors to halt our forces' advance. Again, they are saying that the crack units, they are fighting the best of Ukrainian armed forces. To some extent, they have succeeded at this stage, meaning that succeeded in halt Russian forces' advance. We have not achieved the maximum objective, capturing Vovchansk and Litsy. And this is laughable. I mean, maximum objective of this offensive in Kharkiv was capturing Vovchansk, which is 5 kilometers from the border, and Litsy, which is 11 kilometers from the border. And both of these maximum objectives were not met, were not achieved. Because, I mean, it's the usual tactics. You see something that is within the grasp and say that, yes, that was our maximum objective. Yeah. The minimum objective has been achieved to engage the enemy forces in the Kharkiv direction with bad battles, force them to pull reserves and troops from other directions, and minimize shelling of Belgrade. Minimize shelling of Belgrade, they are saying about this as if it is out of the blue. We Ukrainians decided to shell Belgrade, and we are not shelling Belgrade because there is no... we cannot engage Belgrade with artillery. We are striking military targets in Belgrade because Belgrade is a big military hub with a military supply base and quite a lot of supply of logistical support for Russian armed forces in Ukraine is going through Belgrade. So, of course, we are striking these logistical efforts of Russian military. Second, minimum objective to engage the enemy forces in the Kharkiv directions with battles. There were almost no forces in Kharkiv region, so you collected quite a lot of forces, and instead of reinforcing your main effort, for example, in Donetsk, for example, near Ocheretina, you engage them, some forces, some Ukrainian forces in Kharkiv region. Yes, several units were redeployed there in Kharkiv region, but you also took some forces from Donetsk region to reinforce your effort in Kharkiv. So you are not if the objective was to spread thin Ukrainian forces, it is not achieved because you could not exploit this situation. You should have the reserves to push through in the areas or sectors that were weakened because some forces, some units were redeployed in Kharkiv. For example, in Ocheretina. So instead of reinforcing their main effort, for example, in Ocheretina, they are, uselessly wasting people and equipment in Kharkiv region. And currently, the Ukrainian armed forces are tasked with driving our forces out of Kharkiv region at all costs. Well, you don't know, poor Russians, what tasks are given to our forces. So it's just your fantasies. On the second and third lines of defense of the Ukrainian armed forces in the Kharkiv region and Kharkiv, there are build-up of forces. They're saying that there is a build-up of forces. But okay, maybe, probably, maybe, we'll see. Next is осведомитель, or informant, or informer. The Russian channel Ukraine.ru suggests that this could be a part of the preparation for a massive counteroffensive. The situation is becoming increasingly tense, and the turning point in the war may be imminent. So they're saying that Ukraine is putting quite a lot of military equipment in Kharkiv region. They're saying this осведомитель. Okay. And then there is this channel, it's called Go and See, Иди смотри. And Go and See, or Иди смотри, is the Soviet movie about Second World War, about some, about fascists who burned a village in Belarus. So I can see where it is from, where this name came from. So Ukrainian armed forces are forming a strike group in Kharkiv region. This is the headline. According to Go and See sources in Kharkiv, equipment and personnel are being actively concentrated in the city and its surroundings. Military equipment, including Western types, has been spotted in various places in the city and its surroundings, the source noticed. According to him, for security reasons, the Ukrainian armed forces are trying to place personnel in the city's industrial zone and nearby villages. It seems that the Ukrainian command is preparing a counterattack in the Kharkiv direction. So it was said by Go and See. And the last one is Rogozin, who was the head of Roscosmos once, and now he is Mil blogger. So Ukrainian Baba Yagas, this is our night bombers, quite heavy one. So Ukrainian Baba Yagas, and Baba Yaga, it is a Russian designation for them, are now being used by enemy at night only for remote mining of all our frontline roads. This is usually done before an offensive. So he's also, adding his voice to other voices of Russian Z bloggers who are saying that, according to them, according to information that they are having, that Ukrainian counter-offensive is imminent. And we're preparing some strike groups for that. And as I already said in the beginning, it is not certain that what they're saying is true, or what they're saying is, reflects reality in any way. But there was paying attention to. And one more thing that Russians that bloggers quite often they invent some offensive which has never been, in reality, so that they then can say that, okay, there was a really, really, really fierce offensive of Ukrainian forces and we beat them off with, very big losses for them, for Ukrainians. So keep in mind this. If you like this video, please subscribe and like it. And glory to Ukraine! Слава Україні!